Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Thursday, June 27th, 2013. Please be so good as to find a seat on the Liberty Bus and our tour of the day will begin. This is kind of entertaining, but not that it's not serious, but film contest entrant banned from YouTube, harassed by stranger. This video sounds like it's pretty funny. I saw part of it, and it's banned from YouTube, and it's not in any worse taste or any more violent than much of what you see on YouTube that doesn't get banned. Yet it was banned. So just kind of a little interesting sign of the times. And Zero Hedge has this article, "The public doesn't believe the NSA knows what's really going on with mass spying." So that's good news. 81.5% of money created through quantitative easing is sitting there gathering dust instead of helping the economy. And what does the economy need help with? Everything. 8 ways that young people are getting the shaft and what to do about it. And hopefully we will see some change coming up before long. Iraq was released from Chapter 7 by the United Nations today, and it's possible through trickle-down dominoes, whatever you want to call it, that there might be a boost to the U.S. economy related to that. And we'll keep you posted on that. Senate clears path to vote on sweeping immigration reform bill. And I've mentioned the immigration issue a few times this week. And, you know, I bring it up again today because I just had this mental image. I took life-saving when I was in high school, and water life-saving, and you can only save someone in the water if you are a strong swimmer. And one of the first things they teach you is that people who are drowning tend to try to cling to you when you try to rescue them, and they can pull you down. And that's a well-known fact. I see that as something that's being done through this immigration bill and many other, even the 8 ways that young people are getting the shaft. Young people need to be able to thrive and grow and start families. The only way we move forward as a society is an investment in the future. And I just want to, the idea of strength and being able to continue, being able to, with a drowning person, rescue someone who's drowning requires strength. If our country, if America is strong, the United States is strong, then we can throw lifesavers to other countries. We can maybe rescue Mexico. We can help bring reform to places that need reform, but certainly not the way that we have been doing it, because what we've been doing is just exporting tyranny. But if we can become really healthy as a nation and have the values of liberty and justice for all, have the values that raise people up instead of holding people down, then out of that strength we can help people. But when you're weak, you can't help. It's like when you fly, and they give the demonstration of how to use the masks, the oxygen masks, should they drop. It's always put on your mask first and then give assistance to others who need assistance. And it's just a principle. It's not selfish to be healthy. It's not selfish to care for yourself. And as Americans in the United States, we need to care for ourselves. We need to heal our nation. And just in light of even weakening our country, we have these divisions that are exacerbated by the media and made much of. And if people are left alone, they don't, unless people feel threatened, they typically are not aggressive. And these kind of terms don't need to be used. This article just as libertarians, libertarians are the stance is to be tolerant and to allow people to choose their own lives, and not load people down with a lot of you should or you shouldn't, but to let people find their own path, and that's a reasonable approach. But this is, in building a nation, in shoring up a weak country, supporting families is crucial. And, I was thinking we hold these truths to be self-evident. That, a truth that we hold to be self-evident is that families consist of parents and children. Now, not that other groups can be extended families, but children, it is self-evident truth that children are born to parents, and the biological way that happens. Why would you logically separate that from the philosophical way that happens? It's not a logical leap. It's not a rational leap. And yet we've been forced to make that leap because we've been manipulated. I'm sorry, and I realize how this might sound to some people, but this is just reality. Russian senators give green light to gay propaganda ban. If somebody is born a homosexual, as they state that they are, propaganda shouldn't matter, right? So why would anybody require gay propaganda? If the lifestyle is correct, does it need to be defended as philosophically? We hold these truths to be self-evident. There are certain things that are just fairly obvious, and I'm not being a bigot. I'm just, it does not contribute to the health of a nation to confuse people about their sexuality. And sometimes that's what talking about it to the extreme does. It becomes confusing. And I realize I'm probably sounding a little confusing too, because it's difficult to express some of these things without me sounding bigoted to myself. But it's a healthy thing to reproduce. It's a healthy thing to have children. It's a healthy, human, natural part of life to have children within the context of a love relationship. And why do we want to fight with nature? It's just, it's not reasonable. And Jodi Foster, Illuminati, this goes along with that idea. And she came out of the closet in a speech as being a lesbian. And frankly, I'm actually a fan of her work. I think she's played some amazing roles. This video by her brother is not very flattering. He states that their family their parents did practice witchcraft. Essentially, Jodie Foster was raised in MK Ultra, and it's easy to believe when you see images like that. I know this is from Silence of the Lambs, but that imagery is very definitely an indication of some mind control going on. And so, I'm raising this partly in the context of the ideas about sexuality, but it actually goes much deeper than that in this case, because this is mind control, this is witchcraft, this is intentional manipulation of not only society in general through film, but also specifically of people and their, what they think and feel about some things. So this takes a little time to digest. There are a couple of videos here. But this just seems, certain things seem to kind of present themselves in the news, certain issues and ideas. And this is one that has presented itself to me today. And for whatever reason, I think it's important to consider these things, to consider, why do we believe what we believe? Why do we accept what we accept? And, it's not even question. I don't even like that term accept, because frankly, what other people do in their lives, from the strictly libertarian point of view, is their business, except for common law, which is do no harm. And frankly, I would include abortion under that heading, because abortion is doing harm to somebody. So in being politically correct, we've lost the ability to address some very significant topics that dramatically impact upon our future as people and as Americans. And here we have ginger for type 2 diabetics. This power herb is scientifically proven to increase insulin sensitivity. And this is our good news for the day, that there are alternatives to conventional medicine. And I also have the Dr. Yu diabetes page here. And Dr. Yu has a lot of ideas for caring for your own health and learning how to be independent from the conventional medical system. And the more independent you are from the conventional medical system, the less information they can gather on you. So that's another benefit to getting out of that system as much as possible. The tour of the day is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions, and we thank you for being with us for today's tour. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty.